I just finished preparing this Thanksgiving meal for my family on a super tight budget. My goal was to stay under $20 and to try and make my dishes as healthy and delicious as possible. I also ended up cooking everything during my toddler's nap time, so as an unexpected bonus, all of these recipes are actually really easy and really quick and can be made in just a couple hours. So let me rewind my day and take you back to this morning when I went shopping at Walmart, and then I will bring you home and show you everything that I prepared for my family.
So I actually really hate shopping at Walmart, but we went really early in the morning, so there were actually not very many people there at all. I did a little research, and Walmart was going to be the cheapest place to get the items that I needed today, so I braved the store to save a little bit of money. I'm going to link all the recipes that I'm using today down in the description box, and then also show you a breakdown of like a shopping list that I put together online. Listen, when you are trying to save money, pennies count. So I'm going to show you an example of a way to save money. This pack of potatoes is 92 cents per pound. But if you go over here to these bulk sweet potatoes, they are only 68 cents per pound. So I'm going to get 3 of these huge potatoes instead of the big bag of potatoes. Same thing with these russet potatoes. These individual ones are 88 cents a pound. But this pack of potatoes is only 55 cents per pound. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this. I love that Walmart does have this price comparison per pound because it can really help you save a lot of money. Walmart was out of the cheap green beans that I was going to get, but luckily I already have them at home and I wasn't actually planning on buying them. I also already have ketchup and these little tiny marshmallows, so I don't have to buy those today. I did need to get some brown sugar. I'm kind of shocked at how expensive brown sugar is. It just, I don't know, $2.22 seems kind of high for some sugar. I am getting some plant-based butter. We are doing a dairy-free meal today, but feel free to use whatever type of butter you want. This plant-based butter is less than $2. And then I know I could home make some rolls, but sometimes convenience is better than time. So I am just going to get these croissant rolls. They're super easy and we love them. If you want to home make some rolls, you can. Let's talk turkey. So turkeys are very expensive, and most of the people who I'm feeding today do not eat meat. So I am going to opt out of a turkey, and we are going to be making a lentil loaf instead. The lentil loaf in my budget plan cost $6. And these turkeys, the cheapest one in this section I found was $15. It's based on weight. But then I also found some butterball turkeys that were only 12 something. What, here it is, $12.97. So basically $13 that you could add to the cost of your meal if you were definitely wanting turkey. I tried to find some cheaper, smaller alternatives, but these turkey wings were really not much less expensive. I would just get a whole turkey. Like I said, we are going dairy-free for this meal, but if you wanted to add some macaroni and cheese, you could just get some cheap boxed mac and cheese. Usually I make some homemade dairy-free mac and cheese, but it is more expensive than I wanted to spend for this meal plan. These artesian craft mac and cheese and Walmart brand actually look really delicious. So maybe you want to up your budget and get something a little fancier. Anything I ever recommend, you can always tweak it to fit your needs, and please do. I had the challenge of having to work around a lot of food sensitivities and like restrictions. Stuffing is one of those areas that I had to work around. I am allergic to MSG, so I cannot get the stovetop stuffing. A lot of stuffings actually contain MSG. So if you don't have to worry about that, you could just get this $2 stovetop stuffing. But I had to get the slightly more expensive Pepperidge Farm stuffing. I did not get any of these desserts, but they seemed like a pretty good deal. This spice cake mix was just $1.84 with some of this cream cheese frosting for $1.72. We're actually not doing dessert. I am making a sweet potato casserole, which is basically dessert, so I don't really feel the need to have dessert. These are all the items that I ended up buying today at the store, and my total came out to $17.67. And then these are the ingredients that I already had. Definitely, if you're trying to save money, shop your pantry first and see what you can use up that you already have available to you so you don't have to spend any money and aren't wasting food. As I'm going through these recipes with you, I will give you some substitution ideas for things that you might have on hand that you can substitute in these recipes to make things a lot easier and a lot less expensive. So maybe like if you don't have apple cider vinegar or maple syrup, but you do have barbecue sauce, you could use that for the lentil loaf. But I'll go over all of that here in just a few minutes. So here is my Walmart cart. These are all the items that you could buy to follow this meal plan, give or take like some seasoning and some random stuff that you probably already have. This is everything that you would need all down through here. And this total comes to $28.79. Now, there are a few things on here that are more expensive online that are actually cheaper in the store. Like this tomato ketchup, they have some for 99 cents in the store, so you wouldn't need to pay this price. And these cranberries are only $1 in the store, so it comes down to $27 if you were to go to the store and get all of these items. But I'm going to guarantee you that you have at least some of them available to you. So the first thing I'm going to get started on is the lentil loaf. Lentil loaf is a great alternative for a turkey as a main course for Thanksgiving. It is something that we have been eating just about every year for the last several years. I will link the recipe that I used in this meal down below, but I have used a variety of different lentil loaf recipes over the year. You can just Google search it, and they have all been really good. Now, these lentils take 40 minutes to simmer, and then once I put the lentil loaf together, it's going to take another 40 minutes to bake. Definitely the longest time-consuming dish that I am creating today, so I am starting that first. You can use a lot of different types of seasoning here. I just happen to have this big thing of Italian seasoning. It has a whole bunch of different spices in it, so I just use that for efficiency's sake, but you could throw in oregano or thyme, garlic powder, maybe even some cumin, just really any type of like savory seasoning that you have available to you. While these lentils and vegetables continue to cook, I'm going to start on the sweet potato casserole. This is such a simple recipe and my family's favorite recipe. Everybody loves sweet potato casserole. This is basically our dessert, but we eat it with the rest of our meal. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think sweet potato casserole is more of a dessert?
My grandmother would be done already.
Man, probably.
Listen, she had like 6 kids in like Appalachia. She's the fastest potato peeler I've ever seen in my life. Like whole bowls of potatoes. She just is so fast. Yeah, she doesn't use a potato peeler at all. She uses a knife. which is the way that I was taught to peel potatoes, but
Well, you waste a little bit more potato when you use a knife.
she's really good.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're good at it, right?
She let me peel potatoes, but there was not a lot of potato left when I was done.
Was she twitching the whole time you were doing it?
Yeah, she was like, "You're peeling the whole potato."
Next, we are going to make just some roasted potatoes. Now, you could make mashed potatoes instead of roasted potatoes, but we just prefer roasted potatoes to mashed potatoes. You will have enough leftover butter from the butter that we bought today. And then again, you can use whatever seasonings you want. I happen to have some fresh rosemary outside of my house that I was able to pick, and I had some leftover sage that was going bad in the refrigerator from a previous meal, so I went ahead and used those seasonings plus some salt and pepper. I did end up having about half a bag of potatoes left, so I mean, you could also do roasted potatoes and mashed potatoes even if you wanted. Now I'm going to start on some cranberry sauce, and when I was a kid, I absolutely loved cranberry sauce. I used to eat so much of it. One year I made myself sick and I was up all night throwing up cranberry sauce, and I didn't have it for a really long time after that. But this year is the first time I've had it since that incident, and I have to say that I definitely do still love cranberry sauce. I've been super into cranberries this season and have been roasting them with like some sweet potatoes and apples in the oven as like a side dish, and it is so good. But this cranberry sauce is super easy. I am using half of the orange plus some orange zest for this recipe, and then the other half of the orange is going towards the sweet potato casserole. So just some FYI, this lid gets hot, which makes no sense to me. you guys are enjoying this video and would like more budget-friendly meal plans, I have an entire week meal plan available on my website. I created an entire week's worth of healthy meals for just $80 for an entire family. It includes a complete weekly meal plan with all the recipes, the shopping list, recipe links, and then I also include 20 budget grocery item planning tips to help you save money on groceries in the future. I include a blank version of the meal planner so that you can create your own meals in the future. If you are interested in that, I will put a link down below. Now I'm just finishing up the lentil loaf. I mashed up 3/4 of the lentils and reserved the other quarter to add back in without being mashed up. You do need some sort of binding ingredient. The recipe calls for flax egg in order to make this vegan, where you use ground flax meal with some water and you create, it's called a flax egg. But we have our own chickens and we have our own eggs. So I ended up just putting an egg in there because I did not have any ground flax meal. So you can do either one, just kind of depending on what your food restrictions are. Now this is the glaze for the lentil loaf, and this is where you can get creative and just use whatever you have. The recipe calls for ketchup, maple syrup, and apple cider vinegar, but I have also used ketchup and brown sugar or ketchup and barbecue sauce. So you can kind of create something just based on what you have. Don't go out and buy anything to do this glaze if you don't already have it. Next, we are going to do just basic stuffing. This is really easy. I have some vegetable broth that I made from scratch, but you don't have to use it. You could really just use water. And also the onion and celery is optional. Another pretty basic recipe is green beans. You can kind of do these however you want. I am doing butter, onion, salt, pepper, and Italian seasoning. And we are in the home stretch now. Everything is almost done. The Lentil loaf is about to come out of the oven, so I'm just going to throw these marshmallows on the sweet potato pie and get ready to pop it in the oven. I'm going to get our croissant rolls ready to pop in the oven. I'm just kind of keeping everything warm right now, but it has been less than 2 hours and I almost have everything done already. I honestly thought that it was going to take me the rest of the day to get this done.
So is it crescent or croissant?
Croissant. What do you say?
I don't know.
Croissant.
We say croissant.
So I just have to show you the importance of cleaning up as you go, because nothing's worse than cooking a Thanksgiving meal and then having a huge mess when you're done. So my husband didn't help me cook the food, but he was going behind me cleaning up the entire time. So it was nice to not have to worry about cleaning up when I got done. And he was also helping me film. So he was my little helper today. I think those are done enough. I don't want them to be burnt.
No.
You don't think they're done?
I mean, look at the bottom of one.
Yeah, they're done.
Okay.
Those are finicky. Okay, I'm going to turn this on broil to kind of toasty those up a little bit.
Okay, we gotta do it again. I've got to record.
Are you serious? Didn't get it on video because it was an emergency, but I almost burnt the marshmallows. They're very crispy. That's okay.
It's okay. I like crispy marshmallows.
Literally, we're in there for like 3 minutes.
You turned it on broil.
Yeah, well, I know. I just forgot about it.
I think
Got
you
a lot
almost
of
turned
stuff
it
going
fire.
on.
It looks like it has nuts on top of it. I mean, it doesn't, but don't they look like little nuts? Got to put some ketchup on the loaf, but
I mean, there's ketchup on the top of it.
that's not enough. You need lots of ketchup.
Well, honestly, the cranberry sauce is probably really good with the lentil loaf too. Just try it.
Okay. If you want to see some more of my budget meal plans, you can click this playlist right here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you next time.